Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJNTV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, Odyssey Innovative Designs and Cases, DJNTV Insiders. Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So wait a minute, am I supposed to go by your mouth that I'm hearing or the mouth that I'm seeing?
Am I lagging? No,
it's got to be my end.
It must be your end, because actually this is one of the few times that it looks like I'm on. So, okay, now wait a second. We got to start the show properly.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to your. This has got to be a Monday night. It's got to be a Monday night. All time and space and continuum has all kind of gotten weirded out, I think. But we are here, which means it's got to be Monday. So thank you very much for taking time out of whatever you're doing. If you're like me, you're probably cleaning your house nonstop, not because you have germs. It's just because you finally have the time to do something. That's my project for tomorrow. So next time you see me, this room is going to look a little more organized.
Whoa! So you're putting that out there. So now this is like when you are wanting to lose weight, they tell you to go public with it and say, "Okay, everybody, I want to lose 10 pounds. You got to hold me to it." So you just outed yourself.
But in the same respect, I made the little statement earlier this year about the weight loss, and nobody's ever followed me up on it. So I think I'm okay.
Yeah, but this is different. Weight loss, everyone is a sympathetic ear, but this is different.
Oh, okay.
They're going to look at that and say, yeah, binders. We know what to do with binders.
Oh, my. But this has been crazy. This has been crazy. And what's kind of funny is that in light of all this social distancing, I have a lot of friends of mine who are radio jocks, and yet they are, it's funny to see their posts because they're all setting up their studios in their basement. And I'm like, hey, I'm already there.
Exactly. I've got more people who've reached out, not only in the DJ community, but even locally. They're like, we need to do some live streaming now. And it's like, no, you people can't because you're going to take up our bandwidth. Buggers. Yeah. That's pretty much what I say.
Oh, that's good.
Sometimes I call them like goofy naughties too. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry for the strong language.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's an interesting thing is that Saturday night, I think Jimmy messaged and he was saying like there were 4.3 million DJs who were all streaming on Facebook. And by Sunday morning, 4.1 million of them no longer have the ability to live stream. So that's pretty funny. See, now I'm lagging just a little bit. Yeah, I've got a little. This is part of doing live shows, gang, where things are not completely perfect because we're sending signals back and forth across the interweb. And a lot of other people are joining us doing that.
There's a lot of people streaming stuff tonight. I've watched more TV and more Disney Plus and
Bernard from Ireland is with us tonight.
Oh, nice.
Holy cats, that's the middle of the night. Bernard McGear there. So thank you for joining us there. Out on Facebook, out on YouTube, we got a lot of folks out there watching this evening. And of course, if you are interested, the chill room is going to be open tonight. There could be more people there as far as I know. They could all be over there. Robin and Howie and Day are here in the chat room. So thank you for being on YouTube. But yeah, the chill room, djntv.com/chill, that is open pretty much all the time. You can go in there, you can grab a couple of friends and say, hey, let's go here, and you can hang out and chat for a while. It's a Zoom chat, similar to Ben and I are in right now, except you can have a lot of people there. Something that that our DJNTV insiders, they are the ones who help support the channel. Because of them, their support, we have a paid version of that you guys can utilize. So DJNTV.com/chill. In the evenings, it's generally manned after about 9 o'clock Central. Brian, I think, and Jay have been holding court in there a lot. It's been a great time there. Interesting, Dan, is that because I get to see when people check in, and if there's no one there, I get an email. Between Saturday night and Sunday morning, there were 27 people who checked in from midnight to 6 in the morning, whatever it was. Then Monday tonight. So last night, there were about 47 or 48, something like that. It was I started counting, and so there was over 40 of people who checked in from the time I logged out last night at about 11 o'clock to this morning at 8 o'clock when I came in. It's like, holy cats, there's just a lot of people who are, and I'm sure with that many people, they probably bounced in and saw each other, and could chat. So again, that's there for you guys all the time, DJNTV.com/chill.
Nice. So you can practice your social distancing and hang out and talk shop and have some fun, but you want to do that after the show.
Exactly, because we've got a couple of things we're going to talk about tonight. The topic tonight, I should get the official 5 things wedding DJs should do now. Now, Dan, I hope you have 6 because I decided I was just going to slack.
Well, I do, except for I asked you what we were talking about, and you're like, "Oh, I got this."
Oh, okay, good. So tonight's going to be something I'm going to pull completely out of.
No, we got some good stuff.
We got some good stuff. So, and a lot of the shows last week, we did the virtual expo last week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights. A lot of you got to tune into that. I'm taking actually those videos from the show because of the out of sync in some of the audio, and I want to cut them down. So some of the videos we started editing today, we're going to fix the audio so it's in sync with the voices, and then we're going to tag and title it so you guys can go and look and say, hey, this person is talking about this. I want to see that. Otherwise, Monday night was like a 6.5, 7 hour show or something like that. And, they were very long shows. It was great for those who hung with us and just had it on in the background, but they were long nights. They were changing it about every half hour during the time frame. So, but anyway, so those are going to be going up, and part of that, there was a reason I was going there. Why was it going there? Oh, because a lot of the shows talked about what you could be doing now during the slow time. A lot of the, oh my gosh, the world's crashing. I mean, this is obviously something no one has ever experienced. So there was a combination of motivational things, kind of combination of shell shock, oh my gosh, what happened to us? And then, where do we go from here? Tomorrow night, actually, we're going to be Jerry Bizzata, who's been with us a couple of times already, and he was in last week's show. He's actually going to be doing a regular Tuesday night show with me for a period of time. Jerry is a bank, a loan executive in a bank out in the East Coast there, and he runs a DJ company also. This man works with $1 million plus clients, so he's got his finger kind of on the pulse of the economic world, and he's going to be joining pretty much every Tuesday now. So you'll have 7 o'clock for a short little update show. Then Eastern. Ben will come on at 9 o'clock Eastern, and then Brian and I are going to be coming on at 10 o'clock, or Brian and Jay, whichever week it is. So that'll be tomorrow's schedule. But yeah, Jerry's going to be giving us some updates because between last week and this week, there's been a couple of financial things that you guys really need to have on your radar because they could change a lot of things within our businesses. And Jerry will be bringing us up to speed on that tomorrow night. So, Dan, you're a wedding DJ. We've got this time besides cleaning the house, which Lori has been absolutely going crazy on that part of it too. The entryway was taken apart. Our master bathroom was taken apart. It's like I'm waiting for her to just throw me to the curb and saying, you know what, I'm cleaning everything out, all the garbage out, and you're up by the curb. But yes, besides cleaning, what kind of things are you working on as a wedding DJ now for the next few weeks?
Well, this turned out to be one of the hot topics just kind of recently.
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing a lot of it popping up on Facebook, and I've kind of put this off for a while myself, but finally after seeing like Nick Spinelli and there's a couple other guys that especially within some of the different groups have talked about this, is finally just digging into your crates and getting them organized. We all is a process that takes forever and a day, and it's one of those things where you want to be able to play with it So you don't want to do it in the middle of season for fear that you're going to mess up your crate and not be able to find what you're looking for, or be able to search it nicely for what you're looking for. So I've started to work on my crate organization, trying a couple different things, not going hog wild with everything. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a little mini mix, just to say, okay, I did that. Does that make sense? Like, will that help me get better at what I'm doing?
Actually, the mini mix. That's actually one of my tips for what wedding DJs should be doing. Is I have clients that I have two meetings Thursday, 2 meetings Friday this week, and part of it is they want to be able to see a little bit about what I do. They want to be able to see that in essence I can spin music and play. So it's like I could put together this little mini set of 4 or 5 songs, popular songs, mix them in and out of them quickly. And then do a little microphone thing and shoot this little 2-minute video. Now the problem with that is that there's songs in there that are licensed, so I can't put it on YouTube and I can't put it on Facebook. So my suggestion, if you guys are thinking about this, because this video is something that 2 of these 4 couples asked for, is you put it on Vimeo and make it private and only embed it on or only so you can put it on your website. Put it where WordPress most of us are now. Have a page there, embed the code, but you need to make sure that is a password protected page, because if it's not password protected, the RIAA spiders, they go searching and they will find it. And trust me, we had this, a year ago when they shut us down, making sure it's password. So then when I have a couple and they're like, hey, John, I'd really like to see a little demo video. Great. I've got a video of me doing some mixes in the office here. Check this out. And they can go out to djjohnyoung.com/mix if I make a pretty link, and then it goes there and it says enter the password, and they can write password could be something John Young, whatever it is, something simple that they can do, and then they can see this mix. And I think having video content showing a little mix, maybe not at a wedding, but maybe doing it in your studio, and having some little short tips videos, some ideas, and say, hey, here's a really cool thing. I was at Sonia and Bob's wedding, and I wanted to show you guys this. And to create content like this that you can drip out for the next 9 months. 30-second videos are so effective. As we just, in the last show with Eric Wenning, talking about 15 to 30-second videos that are just there to entice you to take a whatever. That idea of creating content is one of the 5 things I would highly recommend right now.
Nice.
See, Bernard is going through and doing exactly that, organizing music and such.
Yeah, I think it becomes important, and not to get away from your mixing tips, because I agree that those videos are going to be key to it. So actually, I got a question with that, but we'll ask in a moment here. Organization, just kind of cleaning up, whether it's organization of your crates, whether it's organization of your folders, or whether it's just organization of how you go to an event. I'm waiting for things to warm up a little bit, but if this continues much longer, my plan is actually to also kind of redo my trailer a little bit.
Oh, what kind of?
Not majorly, I'm not that kind of handyman,
right?
But just from the standpoint of things have kind of gotten to the point where it's almost become not Tetris, but very much like that, to where I've got, okay, I'm going to put this here, I'm going to put that there, I'm going to put that there, and it'll stay.
So here's a cool thing about being part of the DJNTV Insider area and being part of that DJNTV family. Dan, when you go to work on that, I would take a picture of what your gear is and take a picture of kind of the trailer idea and send it to Robin and have her give you some thoughts.
Oh, yeah?
Robin is one of these people who is a tinkerer and mechanically into that kind of stuff. Okay. Robin would look at that and say, "Oh, you need to go over to this and buy this thing and put it in there." And Robin will make sure you give you some neat ideas.
Okay.
So I would recommend that. Now, hopefully, Robin will not be. She'll be like, "Oh, volunteering me for things," but Robin is really quite good in that area. So
we love Robin.
Robin,
she'll be nice to us.
Robin is a wonderful part of our team, and we appreciate Robin and her passion for the industry. So yeah, that should be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing some before and after there.
So when you talked about when you going back to the mini mixes and the videos that
Yeah.
you're talking about, you're talking about dripping them out, obviously through social media. I think it's great. Linking them back to your main site.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But would you put these videos on the same page as the mini mixes, which are then password protected?
No, I would not. I would do the videos. The videos the kind of content I would focus on are, in essence, not, as Dave said, not a Randy Bartlett, not a Randy Bartlett 30 seconds, but a real 30 seconds. But just to, we've got pictures from our events and just to share an idea. And it could even be something, getting on camera and saying, hey, gang, did you guys get a chance to hear this really cool song for the father-daughter dance? I think it's going to be hot this summer. And I've got the link down below this video below my video where you can go check it out. But this is from so-and-so. And I think that this is why this song will have some meaning for a lot of couples. You explain that, and then you have the link down below. That video is going to be shared on wedding. You put it on your Facebook page, and then you share it to maybe a local wedding group if you can get into that. I've actually done some things with Musicalist, and the other day I took five songs that I thought were going to be hot, and I just typed it up and put that on one of the area. It was at one of the wedding for sale groups, which is generally a lower dollar. They're looking for lower dollar entertainment. I just thought I'd throw it out there, and not only did they approve it, it actually got quite a bit of traction. Is that one of the reasons why I have 4 meetings this week? Maybe. I couldn't tell you for sure, because I have changed my contact information form based on Alan Berg last Wednesday. Yes, that's right. Well, for Alan Berg's talking, I'm busy changing some things on my website. But based on, there's information I do not have that I typically would have, but again, I've got four meetings set up this week, so I'm not going to complain too much.
Nice.
So those would be out there. I would probably design them so they could go to Instagram and on Facebook and dropping those. And once I found a couple of them that really had some traction and people really engaged with, then I would look at moving those to the winter ads. And we've talked about that before, having good content for that after Christmas, during Christmas to New Year's, because everybody's advertising from Thanksgiving to Christmas, really Thanksgiving to about December 20th. Everybody and their sister is advertising on Facebook. December 20th to almost February is usually a quieter time. Right now, it's deathly quiet. As Eric mentioned in the last video, and this is very, very accurate, even if you don't know how to set up ads right, your reach is going to be so much greater right now because not many people are advertising. You guys have probably seen a couple of people who are advertising, and you're seeing their ads 10 to 15 times a day. It's because no one is competing with them. They're aiming at you. That us as a market, and we get to see their ads.
And you can tell Facebook is, yeah.
Hey, Dan, I'm not touching Dan's face, so just.
I washed my hands. I'm good. But no, you can tell Facebook is really kind of hurting, for lack of better terms there. But when it comes to the advertising, just because. If you notice, if you don't advertise with them regularly, they will beg and plead you to advertise with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they will offer you $5 credit, $10 credit, or whatever. And what I've noticed is those pleas to boost one of your posts have increased dramatically within the last week.
Oh, I would say
I've gotten some periodically, but it's like every day. It's like, oh, by the way, did you know you could boost this one?
Mm-hmm.
But you forgot about this one. This one should get posted too. It's just like, okay, I get what you're getting at. But
yeah, leave me alone.
Yeah.
So that's why you need to have a credit card that is expired on their account. So then they're like, oh, this guy, he doesn't even have a good credit card. We don't want to try to make him do business. No, maybe that's not a good idea.
Probably
throw that out there. Okay, so we've talked about cleaning up our music library and working with a music library, which is a huge one that is that's on my. If this goes past April, I've got things in the building I want to do, which is your cleaning of the facility area. If we go into May, the music library becomes May, unfortunately. So that's, and then of course creating some content. The next area I think is practicing our sales pitches just a little bit. This is a time to be able to kind of do some scripting of your sales and having kind of a process of what you're doing. One thing though, when it comes to sales and you have a situation like what we're going through, is we'll move from selling from a point of service, or from a point of, for lack of a better way to describe it, prosperity, to we start trying to sell from desperation. We go from a point of where, I really don't need to do the show, but I want to do the show because I'm helping them, but I can walk away from it. And when you're selling from that, where there's a different feel than it's like, oh my God, I need the show. I need to be booking something because my checkbook's empty and I don't even know if I have enough money to get home, type of thing. There's two completely different areas. And when we start getting into that desperation selling, there's things that we start to miss. And as an example, let's say I have somebody who says, "Hey, John, I want some information on a wedding," and I reply back saying, "Oh, great! Hey, I've got a sale going because I need to book 3 more shows this month, and that sale is going to take another $50 off your booking." Okay, that's one. There's one way, and that's kind of that used car dealership type way. We've all heard that. Or we can turn around and we sell from the point of serving them, finding something that I can do to help them, which gets into that whole asking the questions and building that conversation. But you'll feel yourself during these times moving towards that desperation. It's like, oh my God, I need to find a way to make that quick sale. And I've seen many of our DJ brethren who you can just tell from what they're posting on Facebook, that's what's happening to them. And it's not that they're intentionally doing it. It's just the natural human reaction to know that, oh gosh, I've got a house payment coming up and I have $50 in my checking account. I need to generate some money and generate it now. What do? Sometimes we drift into desperation. So one thing I want you to work on is kind of figuring out how you can start that conversation with how you can serve people. And this might be starting to script things out. It might be watching some videos on other people who are selling, because there's a lot of great people out there demonstrating some sales skills. But how you can take that conversation from the price inquiry to how can I serve them? How can I find those things that I can bring to value to them to help them have a successful event? Because they're not here to, truthfully, yeah, they want a DJ, but they're after a successful event, whatever that event is. And now, how do I serve them to achieve that goal? So this is the time to just really spend some time thinking about that, because you're not going to have a ton of distractions where you have to be like, oh, we got to get gear loaded up for tomorrow type of thing. So,
and I think it becomes important to focus on that servant attitude. It's very easy for, like you said, for us to be in that mindset when everything is good, when the bookings are coming in like crazy, and you can, listen, I want to help you, and they're like, we don't want you to help us. All right, see ya. Mm-hmm. When you have that type of mentality going on, it can be beneficial, and it's very difficult to do that now. But in the same respect, we often talk about. It seems like right now there's been a lot less butting heads, even on Facebook and social media, and more of, hey, let's come together, other than the people that are, inside their house that are mad at the people that are outside the house. But it's easier. It feels like it's a little bit more apt to have that togetherness. Mm-hmm. And so when you can focus on that, when you can maybe take advantage of that feeling and take advantage of that attitude, it becomes a little bit nicer, and you can do those scripts with that kind of in mind, using that to take you that next step. Because like I said, sometimes when we're in that desperation, it's hard to think that way. So maybe go, I hate to say read Facebook, because sometimes it gets a little scary, but if you focus on your posts where people are talking about coming together and helping each other, that can help you with some of your wording, some of your attitude, and some of your tone, especially, that you want to make sure you're conveying the right way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that attitude and tone, huge things that a person really has to work on.
Definitely.
Oh, they're offering to roll the toilet paper. Yeah, it's great when they can focus so well.
It's funny when we think about some of the things that we need to do right now. Also, one thing that keeps coming back to mind is something that I learned, and I want to say it was an Ellenberg workshop that I took, which was the idea of, a lot of people will advertise when things are good. They'll say, I've got the money now, I can advertise and things like that. And yet this is a time period where, like you said, things are scarce, and you get those impressions a lot easier, and you get in front of people a lot more frequently. Now's the time when you need to put that foot forward, when you need to be able to step forward. And I know it's difficult because, well, no money's coming in. How can I be putting money out? I need to lock down the doors and make sure everything's good. But now's the time where you're going to be setting up that motion, because what's going to happen is a lot of couples are going to be out there thinking, oh, we know all these DJ companies, but I haven't heard from any of them. Are they still around?
Yes.
It's going to be very easy to fall into that category of are they still around, because nobody's doing anything. You're not out at events, so they can't say, oh, we saw you last weekend, or you're not, there's no bridal shows. There's nothing really happening right now. And so it becomes more important to set some of that money aside, even if it's just a few bucks here and there, to really just kind of get those impressions and make sure people go, oh yeah, he's still here. Have some fun with it, figure out your message in a way that you can reach them a little bit easier and a little bit more where they're at. Yeah,
for sure. That it can be kind of a tough road. And again, when you just drift back into that whole, as you're watching people and they're getting into that, I'm in pain. And things are tough in my world, and how some people who knew and acted and did things a different way 2 weeks ago, how it's just amazed me how some people have changed completely. Quite a deal. Some great information being shared in the chat room talking about retainers and such. If you are out on Facebook, you're not seeing that. They're doing this out on the YouTube. I should actually share that link with that. So did Robin hear when I volunteered her to?
She did. She gave me or at least I the first thing I saw out of her in the chat was an okay. So I'm assuming she's
okay. Yeah, I was going to say that. I didn't want it, but it's like, Robin's a good resource for that knowledge side of things. Excellent. Okay, so we've got that. So for those of you on Facebook, I just shared a link in the chat there. You can pop out to YouTube where they're talking about retainers and such, which is obviously a huge issue right now, because a lot of people have got cancellations or postponements, and how do you deal with that? We can talk about that. Again, one of the biggest frustrations with that Facebook is the people who just have absolutely no fucking clue of how these operate. And we can get back to the deposit for those if people want to do that. So, okay. Next thing. This is a time, and this is going to kind of build off a little bit of the first topic tonight with Big Daddy and Jordan. We're talking about microphone, things you can do to help your microphone skills. Big Daddy comes at things from a musician side. He's a singer, so he had some tips and thoughts on that. Jordan comes in from a singing. I didn't realize that Jordan was a singer in a grunge band, maybe. Was that it? Alternative band? I did not know that. But so they both had some really neat ideas and such. You guys can go back and watch that one. It's out on the YouTube channel. But the preparing yourself to be an MC and to hone that, and we've talked about this on a lot of shows, but this is the time to go and record yourself reading children's books. And an interesting thing, if you guys follow, I did an event for Pretty Princess parties, where they dress up as the young ladies dress up as Disney characters, and they come and they have a princess party for girls, 4 to 10 years old or whatever it is, something like that. Our local Chamber of Commerce here had hired me to come and do the music for that. So you have a playlist of the songs, and they do their sing-along and dances and things, and it's a cool event. A very, very neat event, because all little girls dress up as their favorite, and then there's 8 or 10 of the college age young ladies who are dressed up as a Disney princess, and they are just incredibly good with the kids. It's a fun event to go be involved with. But so they're having these young ladies reading children's books because they can't go and do the Pretty Princess parties. and watching some of them are very, very good. And their actions and their animation and how animated they are reading these children's books, some aren't as good. And it's really interesting to watch that, how some are entertaining to watch. You could just watch them. And it's nothing to do with looks. It's just how entertaining they are to watch them. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have watched some press conferences recently where the governor of your state is in the middle of the camera, and then over here is the sign language interpreter. And there's some of these sign language interpreters that are way more entertaining to watch than the actual speech. The way they're into it, and the facial expressions and the arms, and it's like, this is, Lori and I have watched a couple of them. We're like, this guy is really, or this, and there's like some of them, and it's like, they don't even want to be there, do they? So again, watching things and learning from them, and then practicing it. Get a kid's book and read that book. Make sure you're being animated, record it, then show it to a kid and say, is this interesting? Would you watch this? Is this entertaining enough for you? And half the time they'll be like, no. Because in our mind, we think we're being animated. We think we're being entertaining. And the kids are going to look at that and say, no, that's not what they're expecting. Then you go out and watch Nickelodeon. Watch some of these Johnny Danger type shows and some of the actors on these shows. They've got a whole new one that's starting Saturday night, taking off that Danger, whatever, Johnny Danger, whatever it is. These young actors are incredibly animated, creepily animated, to the point, of how big every gesture is and how they do these things. That's what tomorrow's clients are watching. That's the kind of stuff they're getting used to. So for us to be able to connect with them, we can't be that boring old guy. We're going to have to be that person who is connecting truthfully, but yet we have to be bigger than life to a point when it comes to our animation to be able to control the room. So this is a time to record yourself and evaluate those areas.
And if you just really want to have fun with your diction and make sure that you can do better with it, read Dr. Seuss.
Oh yeah. Such a true statement there. Some of the books in Dr. Seuss, it's interesting. Once you get into the parameter of the flow of the content, you can just go through and it's like, this is bing, 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 bing. And there's a few Dr. Seuss books that are just incredibly difficult for me. The one is
Box and Socks.
No, that one's the one is where the gentleman's going into the hospital, and they're taking him through all these different tests and such. I don't even remember what the name of it is, but all of these different aspects of his physical exam. That is one of the most difficult books. And it's a long book too. It's a long Dr. Seuss book. But if you can master that book, that would be impressive. Yes, as Robin says, changing voice, inflection is so Howie's mentioning his girlfriend Lori is doing Zoom reading for her grade school special needs kids. I would bet, Howie, that you're seeing a animated side of Lori in those videos that you obviously probably don't see around the house. But she has to bring it, especially with special needs kids. She's got to notch it up like 10 times of what she would if she would be, just in essence reading an article to Howie. Just how it is.
No, Howie would just look lovingly at her.
He would. Howie would be that supportive no matter what. But to be able to observe that and see how she turns it on, and I there are times when we're getting ready for a show before you guys join you. There's times where we're just like, oh, gosh, just it's been a long day. This has gone on, and it's like 4, 3, 2. All right, and it happens with a lot of the shows. There have been Tuesday nights where Brian and I are just dragging, and it's like, okay, which one of us is going to carry tonight's show? Not me. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, this is going to be great. We've got a great topic tonight. What is it? I don't know. Okay, we'll make it up as we go. Excellent. Yes. Okay, so we've got music lists, cleaning out our area, our space, our storage space. We've got working on our sales script. We've got creating content for our channels, and practicing our diction and
MC.
our MC skills. That's 5. Do we have more?
I'm sure you could come up with more.
So that was actually 5 really good ones too. That was better than I thought we were going to. I thought we were
We
going
should
to
just
get
call it a night then. Forget this.
I thought we were going to
Get plenty of sleep. There you go. Because you don't get it during season. No. A couple of people have noticed, or I think Dave mentioned, in the chat where, a lot of the ones that are being rescheduled from the spring, it's turning into Friday, Sunday type dates. A lot of those. And for a lot of us who typically don't have those dates, that's something that's going to be a challenge to get prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was not used to that, and working the day job that I do, when I would have a weekend wedding, it was like, okay, or doing a weekend wedding was no big deal. But when I do 2 in a weekend, by Sunday I'm beat.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And if you do a Saturday and Sunday and then you go back to your day job on Monday, you've never really had a day off.
Mm-hmm.
You never had a moment to kind of catch your breath and restart. So I jokingly said, get some sleep here, but I do mean that in some aspect. You're not going to have the lull in your season. My belief is you're not going to have the lull in your season to recharge that you may at other times. Like for, when I do my events, spring's decent, May, June, especially. July, about hit and miss. August, I usually have a little bit of a downtime, a little chance to kind of recharge before September, October, and the beginning part of November really get it ramped up. And so you have that lull to kind of catch your breath.
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening this year.
No.
I just firmly believe with the reschedules and even if they're not your clients, they're probably somebody else's that are going to need somebody. So the dates where you may have originally had open, especially if you do 2 in a weekend, just be prepared, get ready.
So I think we can paraphrase the getting sleep, or I should add that and put it under the taking care of yourself right now.
Yeah.
Which is the sleep, obviously nutrition, unless you can't get out to get food, but eating properly, keeping yourself hydrated and healthy, and getting exercise, because I think that's probably the biggest one that we've heard from people is that I haven't left the house. It's like, well, weren't you a person who would go jog around the block, half a dozen times or whatever? Yeah, but we're not supposed to get out and leave the house. Okay, I get that, and there's probably ways to still get some exercise, especially if you're used to that. But and even if you're not, getting out and going for an afternoon walk and just staying away from people. I mean, pretty much every municipality is allowing some sort of getting out of the house and walking around the house. In essence, if you're in an apartment, probably a different story. But there's things a person can do to get some exercise, and this is the time to not avoid that kind of stuff, because those are some things that are going to help that mental health side also. So taking care of oneself. It'll be interesting in our neck of the woods. Very seldom do we have Friday. I'll have a couple of Friday events, maybe beyond school dances, inquiries. Maybe I'll do one a year, possibly 2, but very seldom. I haven't done non-high school. I haven't done 6 Friday events probably in 15 years. At one time, it was kind of popular to do that because it was a cheaper night. It'll be interesting to see if that changes this year once things open up. If we will have those Friday weddings starting. And I've talked to a couple of people in a couple of really busy markets. They're starting to book. Not only have they rescheduled the Friday and Sundays are full, now they've moved to Wednesday nights. That they're booking Wednesday nights, and the idea is that it's a smaller party, but they book Wednesday night, and then everybody takes a 4-day weekend: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I mean, if it works for them, yay! But here, I don't see that.
And I wonder why the increase of Wednesdays as opposed to, say, a Thursday.
I guess because Young Sheldon's on.
It is a good show.
Could be. It's hard to say. Could be back, the old days when, Friends was on and everyone stopped. No, actually, you'd have to go really back. Because even when Friends was on, no one stopped the world to watch that. You have to go really back. So, okay, well, that's some tips, some thoughts and ideas for wedding DJs who are finding some time on their hands. An interesting thing, kind of going to change just a little bit. Today is chatting with Ben Stowe just a little bit, and we've been kind of thinking, as as Lori and I are with our local newspaper, and we're trying to find ways to help our fellow small business people. We've been blessed to be able to, put food on the table and do our things and cover our expenses and things, and we're going to be able to survive a couple of months as if things get turned south. But it's like, okay, so we wanted to do something, and I've been trying to figure out what we could do in the DJ industry. And today Ben messaged, and he's like, could a person open the insider area up completely to anybody? They don't have to pay for it. They basically can get that. And it's like, that's a really good idea. So we went and I ran it past our insider crew. And if you guys are not part of the DJNTV insider area, we have a dedicated crew that has part of they've been having access to the training videos that we've done. They are in a Facebook group, and they help financially support the channel. If it wouldn't be for the insider crew, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing, because there's a lot of expenses, and their $5 and $10 a month membership fees help cover the costs of what we're doing. So our insiders area, I went in and basically said, hey gang, what do you think of this? Would anyone be opposed to if we open this up so that those of you out there who haven't been part of the insider area can have access to these training videos? Because we have over 100 videos on that particular that website, giving you guys that access so you can go and use this time to learn and grow and such. And it was a unanimous yes. Everyone was very supportive of that. So if you're not a member of the DJNTV Insider, you can go and sign up for free, and you will have free access for the next 2 months. That means you could sit down there and binge watch everything there, and you're more than welcome to. No cost. This is our way of basically trying to help you be ready for when this is all done, when this whole mess is done, that you will have some new skills and new knowledge to be able to make you a better business and a better entertainer. What you need to do is you go out to djntv.com/help, H-E-L-P. That takes you to a pretty link, and there's the sign-up form. You'll fill that in. That sign-up form is out on djntvtraining.com, by the way, but the easy link is djntv.com/help. Go there, fill it in, and you will then be able to go to the training website, and you'll have the ability to watch every video. That includes the videos from our convention we just did in Las Vegas, where people paid the $250 to $350 to get the tickets to go to that and all the expenses with that. All the videos we've done for the last few years where our insiders have been helping to cover that. It's all there for you. And hopefully that will be able to change these sour times right now, and to be able to help you. So when we're done with this, you guys will be able to up your game and be ready to go when times are over. So yeah. Thank our insiders. Many of them you guys know, who've been big supporters of us all along, and we thank them tremendously, because without their support and love, this wouldn't be available for any of us. So
John, the website again, you want to drop it in the chat?
Yep.
Thank you.
I will do that. http www.djntv.com/help, H-E-L-P. We made it very simple. And you can sign up tonight. You can sign up tomorrow. If you go and you start going through the videos and you're like, hey, this is some great stuff, and you want to help support the channel, you can buy a membership if you want. It's not required. There's also in the description, I believe, or one of the things, I've got another link there. If somebody wants to throw a couple of bucks in the tip jar, you're more than welcome to do it, but none of it is required. Any help is appreciated, because that's all poured back into the channel in what we do with these shows. So yes, go out there, spread that. Jimmy's going to have a graphic hopefully done tomorrow, but spread that link, djntv.com/help. Do that. Content-wise, we've got one of the biggest libraries out there of content in the industry. You guys go check it out. We've got big names in there. Tomorrow morning, the session from Alan Berg from last week. Yes, you can go watch it on YouTube, but we trimmed it down. We've got the audio fixed and such. Just that session alone was gold from last week, and there were a few of them last week there was some gold nuggets dropped, and that was one of them. So yeah, there we are.
Awesome.
Our Facebook pages aren't propagating. I don't know why. That's interesting. They only went the link only went to YouTube channels. I'm going to paste the link one more time for those in chat. You may on YouTube you're going to see it again. I want to see if the Facebook if the Facebook had just had a hiccup or if they're down. There we go. Now they went to the Facebook. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
So we've got things we're going to be working on. For those, I don't know, a couple of you I talked to, we actually set up a mixing studio that Michael was going to do some live stream on the other side. We did some really cool things with camera angles. MJ kind of inspired Michael, by the way, to do that. But yeah, we've got some really cool thing. I think I'm actually going to use it later this week to do like the top 10 80s picks and a couple things like that. I did a few of those a few years back. It's time to probably revisit that and some hidden gems from the 80s you can use in your dinner set, that type of thing. So, but yeah, he's got it set up. He's got it set up pretty cool with some vertical shots and horizontal shots and controller shots, and yeah.
I saw the post from MJ. Somebody had asked about it, like, hey, what do you do for, what all do you have set up for yours? And MJ showed like the pan or the back setup shot, and he like had everything listed. Yep. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he's got a really cool thing. And once we reset up, we had it all set up Saturday night, but okay, so the story. Friday night, Michael comes, we start talking about it, we see MJ's thing, and Michael's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that because I want to do it for my local friends. Because their friends have got some different groups, Instagram groups and Facebook groups, and they share links and what have you. So he was going to go live and share the link there. They could watch that and do their thing. So he was all excited Friday night. We started setting it up. We finished it Saturday after he was done with his work, but somebody got too much fresh air Saturday at work, so he was kind of tired Saturday night. So he's like, by the time we got it done and it was really keyed in and it was ready to go, he's like, I'm tired. Okay. It's like, I wanted to see if this sucker would fly. I mean, this is really cool with, capturing the main laptop is sending out 3 different video signals to the capture laptop, and then it's adding the audio in there, and it's all compressed, and it sounds really, really good. And then that's all headed out to, yeah. So for those who were in the chill room on Saturday night, I believe it was Saturday night, we actually flashed into the chill room to see and make sure that we were doing a virtual camera feed into Zoom just to prove it could be done. So, but yeah, this week we'll if Michael's not doing something, we'll do a couple of things from in there, because there's some neat things to do with that. So, yeah.
So I'd be curious. I encourage you to do your mixes. I encourage you to be a part of that. But also be smart about it. And what I mean by that is, John at the top of the show talked to, I think it was when we were already on air, we're like, so many people broadcasting and the next day, like so many people are locked down. So, be smart about how you're doing that. Be smart about where you're putting it, and be realistic that, you may not like the fact that the copyright groups are going to come after you, but the robots are there to stop it. So they don't really care that it's this time of the year or any other time of the year. They're gonna stop what they're gonna stop. So just be smart, have some fun with it, but also the better option in my viewpoint, if you're not going to put it on your website behind a password, protected spot, is to create a mix and put it on Mixcloud, something like that, somewhere where it's designed for that type of thing, so that way they can hear it. They're not going to see you mixing, but they can hear it and be able to have some fun with it in that aspect.
And of course, the only spot I think right now you can actually stream is Twitch. Twitch is a gaming streaming, but so far they haven't shut a stream down in midstream. Facebook will do that. Facebook will shut it down, and they put a 3-day ban on your live streaming for your first time. The YouTube will let you stream it, and then when you're done, that's when things kick. So if you're going to go stream to YouTube, be prepared. When it's done, you got to delete the video right away, and then you won't have any strikes or anything against your channel. Go right to Zoom and invite people to Zoom, and that's what Michael was going to do. No, he was going to go to Twitch. He was going to go Twitch TV. So, but yeah, a person could stream into the chill room type of thing, and it's a private space, so there won't be any problems with that. So, but yeah, be smart, because otherwise it's like a 3-day, and then it's a 7-day, and then it's like a 30-day, I believe, is the progression. And I got hit with a 3-day lockdown on ours one time. which kind of stunk because I had a parade that Saturday, and I think I got locked down on a Thursday or whatever night it was. I did the show, got locked down for 3 days, and that took us. So then the Saturday parade, I had to use Lori's device and her account to stream the parade. Well, so yeah, excellent. Well, I think that pretty much wraps us up. We are almost to the end of the show tonight.
Goes quick.
Yeah, it did. It went really quick tonight. Good discussion. Thank you guys for being with us. A lot of good folks out there. And I put the chill, DJNTV.com/chill. That goes to the chill room. I don't know if anybody's there. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check. Yeah, and if I could type. Seriously, why isn't it a fast link on my phone? You know, you'd think that yeah, now I can't type. TV.com. I have this reoccurring nightmare that I need to do something super important, and I have my phone and I have to text someone something that's going to like save my life, save the world, save somebody, and I can never hit the right letters. And no matter how hard I try, it just continually gets worse and worse and worse. And before long, it's like I just give up and everybody dies. So if that happens to you, yeah, let's go with that. If that is happening to you guys out there where you can't type either, I have that dream. Okay, so the children is quiet right now, so I would assume that folks will jump out there. So there, excellent.
Yeah. So I guess at this point we're going to wrap it up.
I think so. I think we're good. I'm going to get things lined up. Okay.
Now that you got all that good to go.
I do. I've got all the little buttons in place. So as soon as you say good night, I can go click.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you very much for taking your time out to spend some moments with us, whether you were just bored and wanted to tune in or whether you were eager to find out some tips. Either way, hopefully you learned a few things that you can use tonight and make use of this time as frustrating as it may be, but as productive as it can be. So definitely take advantage of that. Thank you very much. Spend some time this week. Enjoy the other shows that we've got coming up, especially tomorrow night. Do not miss Jerry Pizzata. He's one guy I just absolutely love, and he's got a great stuff that's going to be presenting to you. So on that note, you have yourself a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody. Bye.